sorry, I apologise. It's his second goal for Monaco against Le Havre. His first one was 372 days ago, which was actually his first goal for Monaco. So Eric Dyer enjoying playing here in Normandy against these opponents. That was a very good header. The chance now for Brunner. A mistake at the back. It falls to Golovin. Golovin, good save this time by Mpanzi and Zhao. He just managed to get out and block it for the second time. Le Havre just suddenly switching off completely and allowing Brunner a clear run at goal. And it was down to the DR Congo shot stopper to come out and make a double block. And it's suddenly feeling incredibly easy for Monaco to pretty much do what they want to do at this stage in the fixture. And Eric Dyer, of course, such an experienced player in a relatively inexperienced Monaco backline, but it's his ability to put the ball in the back of the net which we're applauding now more than his experience at the back of the pitch. So 16 and a half minutes gone, and it's an early lead for Monaco. And of course they will be keen to give PSG as much of a run for their money this season at the top of the French top division as they possibly can. And they've had an absolutely dream start here on the road. As I say, first game out for Filipe Luis, and he'll be very pleased with what he's seen from an attacking point of view so far today. Throw in for Le Havre on their left hand side, just midway inside their own half. Zouaoui is going to be taking the throw in, and quick foul given away, so free kick on the halfway line for Le Havre, which they take quickly. Now they move the ball across their back four. Seko plays in field. Nice little touch by Richardson, helps it off. Ball comes back into Mwanga. Mwanga has a bit of space now, tries to play it forward, but that's easily intercepted by Vanderson. Not very good from Mwanga there at all. But Le Havre do ever so well to win the ball back. It now worked out to Zouaoui coming down the left hand side. He takes a touch, looks to go outside the Monaco defence, tries to put the cross in, comes off a defender for the corner. So opportunity here for the home team to load their own set piece into the box. Can they have such an immediate impact with their first set piece as Monaco did just 5 minutes ago? Pembele makes his way into the box, as does Sasso, as does Seko. Richardson, the tall frame of Richardson, also in the middle of the penalty area. In comes the corner kick. Oh, nearly went through. It's come out on the volley. Has gone up into the box. Is that going to stay in play? Flag stays down, retrieved on the right-hand side. In comes the second ball. That's easily picked off by Golovin. Golovin now looks to play forward. Pinched in the middle by Ebenog. Ebenog still has the ball at his feet, trying to bundle his way past 1, 2, 3 Monaco players. Referee says no as he falls to the ground, so no foul. And Koulibaly has it on the right-hand side. Once again, this time he slows it down, just gives it back to Vanderson. Vanderson infield to Camera. Camera comes into the centre circle. Plays over to the left-hand side. Infield. Nice little take by Idumbo. Idumbo tries to run past 2 or 3 players, gets brought down. That's a free kick to Monaco. And matchday 1's already brought a bit of drama here in France. Olympique Marseille destroyed Strasbourg 4-0 on Friday night. Then Lens and Auxerre had a bit of a goal fest. 5-2 it finished for Lens at home. Lyon got off to a 2-0 away win against Toulouse, which will please them massively. It's a Some big scores so far in the French top division here. And it's only one goal on the board at the moment, which is for Monaco away from home. They've got another opportunity to load a set piece in. Amir Richardson is giving away that free kick and goes into the book. And it's a frustrating period at Fiorentina for Richardson. He only played 414 minutes and he's back here, the Moroccan. He's just found himself going into the book as well. So free kick for Monaco, and it's going to be the left boot of Nazinho who takes it. In it comes, headed away, only to the edge of the box. Strike comes in from Zakaria, tries to curl one, held comfortably enough by Mpassi Inzao. And Nazinho is already showing quality from these set-piece situations. It was his corner that led to Eric Dyer opening the scoring. And he's just put a good ball in there as well. Is another free kick to Monaco in an attacking position? Yes, it is, because Koulibaly's been brought to the floor by Zouaoui. So Pina is having his work cut out, staying on top of all of these free kicks. Goal kick to Le Havre, which Sasso's going to touch off to Mpassi Inzao. Played across to Seko. Seko plays forward long, trying to get the run of Ndai going in behind. Ndai picks it up now in midfield, but then his touch lets him down. Away comes Zakaria. It's good pace from Zakaria. Looks to thread it through. Surely offside is Koulibaly, but the flag stays down at the moment. It's been played off to Golovin. Golovin lifts it over to the other side of the goal. Spectacular effort by Adumba. Went for the scissors kick. Didn't make good enough contact. Monaco now recycle in the centre of the field. Nazinho puts the ball back into the box, and Mpassi Inzao comes to the edge of his 6-yard area to collect and rolls it out quickly to Ebenog. Ebenog touches it off to the right into Doucouré. Doucouré down the line looking for Richardson. Koulibaly comes in off the right-hand touchline again into a central area, has a little run, tries to play through, well picked off by Seko. Mwanga keeps control in tight areas, bounces around with Ebenogo, and Le Havre come out with the ball this time. And now Zouaoui's got a bit of space to move down the left, plays it to Ndai. Ndai right on the left-hand touchline, lovely spin to get away from Camara, keeps possession of the ball, drifts in field, then pinched by Zakaria, and Golovin has it inside the centre circle, plays it out to the right-hand side, and Koulibaly drifts forward, and just slows it down, coming in off the right touchline, cuts and goes all the way back to Vanderson. Vanderson in midfield now, plays it into Camara. Camara has space, gives it out to the left-hand side, Nazinho down the line once more to Idumbo, gives it back to the Portuguese left-back, and Monaco patiently now just keeping possession in the Le Havre territory. Vanderson, clever little ball infield to Camara. Camara goes out to Nazinho again. They're looking to involve Nazinho in the build-up wherever they can. Monaco's technical abilities clearly made a good impression on the players. Vanderson now looks to curl one into the box, and that's headed away by Seko. Goes up in the air, one again by Camara. Seko again has to head forward. Richardson tries to bring it down on his chest, reaching for the ball, has to be careful there. He's just gone leaning in a couple of times on Monaco players, and bearing in mind he's on a yellow card, might just want to consider the sort of challenges that he's throwing around here. 24 minutes gone, Le Havre 0, Monaco 1. Eric Dyer's 14th minute goal here in Normandy is the difference. Ebenog gets on the ball, looks to swing it all the way out to the left-hand side, and Zouaoui, but that goes over the head of the Frenchman and goes out for a throw-in to Monaco. Digard not looking incredibly pleased with what he's seeing so far. He's shouting some very frustrated instructions on to the pitch. Philippe Louis, the absolute opposite, looking incredibly calm and content with how his team have started so far, and who can blame him really? Monaco Also got to bear in mind they were in Poland just 72 hours ago. Conceded 2 late goals against Górnik Zabrze. So rotated his squad today as Philippe Luis. And then we're seeing Didier Degas' passing playbook in action. They're trying to play out from the back, and it nearly caused some problems there. But it's actually worked out quite well because they're now coming forwards. This is nice feet from Samatta. Samatta gets it out to the right-hand side, and Doucouré takes a touch, plays infield to Ibanov. Now the cross comes in. Richardson gets the header, and that's a wonderful save by Heredaki. And Le Havre have equalised at the far post. It's come back in again, and Richardson touches it home. It looked like Monaco had done enough. It looked like Monaco had got away with the initial save by Heredaki, but they were really slow to react. The ball came back in a second time, and Richardson, on his return to Le Havre, has equalised in the 26th minute. What on earth happened there from the Monaco point of view? The original cross came in. Richardson won the header. Heredaki tipped it onto the post. Doucouré stood it up beautifully the first time. Oh, is Richardson offside on that first header? Really good save. Deflects onto the post. Samatta then hooked it back across. 4 Monaco defenders just stood and watched as the Tanzanian threw it back across the 6-yard box. Richardson totally unmarked for a second time in the move. Plays it in to an unguarded net. Was he offside as that first cross came in? Well, it looks like the goal's going to be given. Richardson, on his return, has equalised for the home team. We haven't kicked off just yet. We are just waiting. Pignard has his finger to his ear right now. So there are a few players and fans nervously looking on here. Just waiting for the final confirmation. Tell you what, they must be looking pretty closely at this, because this isn't being waved on as quickly as I thought. Pignard just explaining to Ndai that they are checking for offside here. Finger still to the ear. I tell you what, I think this might get disallowed, you know. It looks, as soon as I saw the first replay on my monitor, I did feel like there was an arm offside. So we're just waiting to see still. This has been going on some time, this VAR review. Whistle's been blown. Explanation being made. And judging by the look on Richardson's face, that goal has been disallowed. And yeah, that's exactly the case, because the Monaco players are jumping around in celebration. That goal has been chalked off for offside, so it remains Le Havre 0, Monaco 1. Eric Dyer still the only player who has scored in this game, and shouldn't have been too surprised that it did come from a corner kick, Eric Dyer's goal. The statistical analysis did suggest that Monaco have earned over 3.5 corners in 4 of their last 5 away games. And my pre-match notes, which I managed to neglect in that moment of Dia scoring the goal, did tell me to expect Dia and Sane to be heavily targeted from corner kicks, and that's exactly what happened. When the teams last met in January of this year, it was a tactical stalemate, 0-0 here in Le Havre. Well, we've seen that change, of course, here. The ball's been in the back of the net twice, but Amir Richardson's goal on his return has just been chalked off for offside. So we're approaching the half an hour mark here, and it remains 1-0 to Monaco. Throw taken by Le Havre. Sasso steps into midfield, gets it out to the left-hand side, and Dye touches it off to Zouaoui. Zouaoui back in field. Nice take by Samatta, who's dropped deep to get on the ball here. He plays it out to the right-hand side once again. Doucouré brings it down. Richardson moves over to the right, touch back to Pembele. Pembele crosses into the box. Samatta gets a go at goal, and that's gone all the way through to Hradecki. Nice move from Samatta just to find that space in the box. His shot just comfortable enough for the Finnish international to gather into his midriff. Puts the ball down instantly and plays it left-footed out to Sané, the Senegal player. He moves forward, plays in field to Zakaria. Zakaria touches it off, and now the ball's out to the left-hand side to Nazinho. He's been very impressive on his Monaco debut so far. Zakaria switches out to the right-hand side to Vanderson, who just has to come back a couple of yards to retrieve the ball. Now he takes it up to the halfway line. Played back to Sané. Sané has the ball resting underneath his studs, and I think we're just stopping here as a Monaco player on his haunches in the centre circle. I think it's Zakaria, or is it Camera? No, it's Lamine Camera actually, who's just down on his haunches. Now he goes down onto the floor, holding his head, holding his eyes actually. Maybe he's just caught something in his eye. Pignard has stopped the game. Incredibly, just seeing the offside goal on my monitor here, ridiculously close. And never really understood how that could be offside, given that it was his arm that was in an offside position, and you can't score a goal with your arm. Well, you might be able to if you can get away with it, but according to the laws of the game, if you do score with your arm, it should in fact be disallowed. But that goal has been chalked off, and Lamine Camera is just receiving some treatment here. Monaco substitutes just warming up in case they are called into action. Digard has taken this opportunity to have a word or two with a few of his players. Camera just making his way to the sidelines now. He's going to be okay, I think. He'll be back on in 30 seconds to a minute based on the new rulings. So Le Havre needing to do something. They've only had 38% of the ball, and they faced 11 shots, 4 on target from Monaco in this opening half an hour or so. But they have had the ball in the back of the net, and they looked pretty dangerous when they got into their first real attacking situation. I'll be looking to capitalise on that once again if they get the opportunity to do so in this first period. Throw into Monaco down the right hand side. Vanderson comes up from right back. He's gonna be taking it. Been quite impressed with Vanderson so far today. The Brazilian international is one of the most explosive players playing in France, and plays very vertical. Delivers a good cross as well, and I think in many ways Monaco have done well to keep hold of him, as there's been transfer interest in the Brazilian over the last couple of seasons. But I've also been super impressed with Nazinho, the left back. He came in the summer, €5 million was his transfer fee, for playing in Belgium for Cercle Bruges, and been impressed with his set-piece ability so far as well. Ball's out on the far hand side, the right hand side. Le Havre trying to break through the midfield now. Breaks to Ebenog. Referee's blown his whistle. I think there was a foul on Edumbo right on the touchline. He's currently rolling around on the floor. Is it Nazinho? No, that is Nazinho who's... Oh, just, yeah. Doucouré's just trodden on the instep of Nazinho. I think he's going to find himself going into the book there for that challenge. It was a little bit naughty actually. Just put his full right foot on the left instep of Nazinho. Doucouré is going to go into the book. 25-year-old Malian is the next name in the little black book of Pignard. Free kick to Monaco. Nazinho is fully recovered. He's going to take it. Switches it from that position all the way over to the right-hand side, where Sané takes a nice touch to bring it down. And a bit of space now to move forwards. The central defender tries to play it through to Golovin. A nice little touch by Golovin into Koulibaly, but I think Koulibaly was just coming back from an offside position as he span and tried to move the ball quickly out to the left-hand side and Idumbo. So free kick to Le Havre, roughly halfway inside their own half. Touched off to Seko, the Japanese central defender, plays it across to Pembele, the 23-year-old. Out to the right-hand side to Decore, right on the right-hand touchline. Try to work their way out, but Monaco do a good job of closing it down. Goes out for throw to Le Havre, which Decore is going to take. He throws it up to Richardson. Richardson brings it down nicely, touches it off to Ebenog. Ebenog back to Pembele, tries to play forward. Poor control by Decore, gives it away, but picked up again the second time of asking by Ebenog. And once again, he tries to get away in midfield. He carries the ball quite nicely, does Ebenog, but unable to then pass it. Quickly pinched back by Mwanga. Mwanga keeps control, gets it out to the left-hand side to Zouaoui. Zouaoui holds it up to the far post, looking for Samatta. Richardson heads it down, falls to Decore. He swings his left boot at it, and it goes harmlessly to Sane. Nowhere near goal, and he just touches it out to Vanderson. Vanderson comes forward into Koulibaly. It's a lovely turn by Koulibaly. Le Havre do really well to win it back, though. A combination of Mwanga and Ndai come out with the ball. Do they have a free kick? Yes, they do. Koulibaly trying to track back and win it has given away the free kick. Ndai is currently flat on his back in a little bit of pain. Also limping around is Zouaoui at the moment. He's not looking like he's moving too freely at this exact moment. Ebenog also shuffling away from that incident. So tackles flying in here in Normandy. Le Havre suffering slightly, as it is they who are picking up little knocks left, right and centre. So free kick to Le Havre. Zouaoui, the 28-year-old Frenchman, is standing over it. He's going to deliver this left-footed. Line being held in the 18-yard box. Headed away by Monaco, and then Koulibaly gets it down on his chest. He looks to take it down the left-hand side. That's a great tackle there by Mwanga to win it back. Mwanga then loses out to Koulibaly, but Pembele has it on the right touchline. Plays into Ebenog. Ebenog back to Mwanga. Mwanga puts the cross in, hooked away at the near post by Dyer. It's only gone as far as Samatta. Samatta tries to get the ball into the box, and Hadadeki comes and claims two-handed high above anybody else in his way and bowls it out to the right-hand side to Vanderson. Vanderson takes it on his chest, comes forward towards the halfway line, looks for movement in front of him, doesn't really see any, kicks the ball out into touch because a Le Havre player is down. It's Zouaoui who's now feeling the top of his hamstring. That's not a good sign. He was limping a moment or two ago, and I think that could be the end of Zouaoui's afternoon here. Looking at the bench, well, depends what they do. They've got Jelle Christensen. He's a right back from Denmark, and potentially drop Enzo Kofi Vinet into that position. He does play as a left winger, but maybe they'll play him as a left back, or a left wing back I should say, in this scenario. It does look like it could be Kofi who is going to come on. Yeah, it is. It's number 27 Kofi, 20-year-old French-born left back, is going to come on. 15 appearances for Le Havre in his career so far. He's going to be replacing Zouaoui, who is unable to continue. 39 minutes gone here. Le Havre 0, Monaco 1. Drop ball, and Monaco get the game back underway once more. Vanderson to Sane. Sane goes all the way back to Hadadeki. Gives it straight back to the 22-year-old Senegalese central defender. Koulibaly tries something clever in the middle of the park, loses possession of the ball, breaks to Samatta. Samatta's bundled off it. It's again getting a bit of crash bang wallop in the middle of the park, but now Mwanga has it for Le Havre. Goes straight out to Kofi. Kofi's first touch was a cross, which is sliced behind Hadadeki's goal. But he straight away got himself into a good crossing position, was just unable to execute. Credit to Le Havre. They are not looking the most pretty in midfield, but they're flying into the challenges, coming away with the ball and putting Monaco under a lot of pressure. Got the ball out to the left quickly there, and they could have just had a better ball into the box. Questions could have been asked again with Richardson coming in round the back. Coffey gets the ball down on his instep. He goes back towards his own goal. Is that a touch off a Monaco play? Yes, it is. It's a throw which the substitute will take. He takes it quickly, throws it back to Sasso. Sasso gives it back to him. Coffey left-footed down the line, looking for Richardson to hold it up. Richardson's thrown to the floor there by the Monaco player, but no foul given. Monaco play out from the back and then launch that somewhat aimlessly forward, but that could work out for them. No. Good cover by Pembele. Touches it back to Mpassi Nzao, who hasn't had the ball too often. Mpassi Nzao. It has to be said that Le Havre have kept Monaco at a pretty safe distance, despite their visitors' 60% possession. They've not really got in behind too many times, but they're in the box now with Golovin. Golovin touches it back. In comes the cross from Nazinho, headed away at the far post by Sasso. Coffey has to get over towards Koulibaly. Koulibaly, once again, just dances over the top of the ball, plays back to Vanderson. Vanderson back to Sané. Midway inside the Le Havre half. Ball across to Zakaria. Zakaria takes a heavy touch, gives it back to Dyer just as the pressure was coming on. That's a poor ball from Sané, and now Le Havre gets the chance to break forward in numbers. Ndiaye running, slows it all down, plays it down the line, gets it back again. Ndiaye into the box, tries to cross it, wins the corner off Dyer, who just came in to block it. Nice run in behind by Ndiaye. Eric Dyer saw the danger, blocked the cross, corner kick to Le Havre. 42 minutes are on the board. The captain of Le Havre, Rasoul Ndiaye, 24 years old, going to take this corner right-footed from the far-hand side. The right-hand side is Le Havre attack. In comes the corner, near post header, cleared away by Monaco, all the way back up to the halfway line once again, where it's speared forward by Pembele. Coffey takes a touch onto his right foot, crosses into the box, that goes all the way through to Heredeki, just always bending away from the Le Havre players looking to run into the penalty area. Just goes through to the Finnish shot stopper, who's dressed in luminous green. He drops the ball down to his feet, passes it simply to Camara. Camara quickly out to the left-hand side, and Nazinho rolls it back under his studs, turns, goes back to Dyer. Dyer's been put under a bit of pressure here by Samatta. Good pressing by Samatta, and Le Havre pinch it in the Monaco half. Good tracking back there from Idumbo to win it back for Monaco. Now Golovin gets a chance to turn and move it away. Out to the right-hand side, and Vanderson has a quick look forward. Didn't like what he saw, so turns, goes back to Sané, who in turn goes back to his goalkeeper. Le Havre coming out of their block a bit more now, trying to put the pressure on a bit higher up the field, and Dyer puts Nazinho under a bit of pressure, and they've won the ball back. Decore infield to Ebongo. Ebongo, nice turn. Well pinched again though by Camara. Now he sprints forward for Monaco. It's a great run by Camara. He's gone past Sasso. He's been brought to the floor. Sasso went to ground, clipped him as he went past, and that is a yellow card that comes out for the 35-year-old veteran. Vincent Sasso is in the book, and that was a wonderful break by Lamine Camara. The 22-year-old got on his bike and just kept going through the thirds. Got Sasso stretching and sees the central defender into the book, and another opportunity for Monaco to create a set-piece situation. It's about 25 yards outside the penalty area, I would say, so they're holding the line right on the edge of the box. Up steps Camara, swings it in, but that's gone all the way through to Mpassi Nzao. He comfortably comes and claims the ball, moves up to the edge of his box, thinks about bowling it out to his right, and Seko, before changing his mind and giving it to Sasso. Sasso left-footed to Coffey. Coffey's pressed by Koulibaly. Koulibaly ends up on the floor. Referee says no foul. Just trying to work out how much injury time we're going to have here in Normandy. It's 30 seconds of normal time left at the end of this first period. Sane goes back to Haradecki in his own penalty area. Le Havre just come up the pitch, and Hradecki goes over the top of them. Koulibaly tried to head it on, but he's only able to head it down to the midfielder, Ebenog. Ebenog goes out to the right-hand side, and Doucouré, good cover by Nazinho once again, gets the ball out to the left-hand side. Space here for Golovin. He's got into the space that was vacated by Doucouré. Gets the ball down right-footed, looks to play a little ball down the side to Zakaria. Zakaria gets into the box. 4 minutes of injury time here. 4 minutes of injury time at the end of the first half. Nazinho infield. Helped across to Sane. Sane steps forward, finds Koulibaly once again, keeps finding that space in the half space, just off the right flank. Vanderson is higher and wider than the 22-year-old winger, who's got the ball now and comes infield all the way to the centre circle before touching it off left-footed to Dyer. Dyer one more across. Zakaria. The Swiss turns around, finds Golovin. Golovin, nice little change of direction there. Once again finds Koulibaly. Koulibaly plays it out to Vanderson. Vanderson low across the penalty area. Nobody was able to get a touch. Brunner made the dart to the near post, sliding into the 6-yard box, unable to deflect the ball goalwards. Lovely move by Monaco. I think it would have been flagged for offside had it gone in. Such attempt by Vanderson, low across the 6-yard box. Brunner just mistiming his slide, the 20-year-old German. Wry smile on his face as that one goes out for a goal kick. Probably would have been ruled off for offside had he managed to divert the ball into the back of the net. And Mbassi Nzao launches this goal kick forward. One in the air by Coffey, helped on by Samata. Ndiaye tries to run in behind, but that's good cover again by Vanderson. He gets there, clears forward, headed forward by Le Havre, picked up in midfield by Camera. Offside given against Samata, I think, of Le Havre. That's going to be a free kick to Monaco. They won't be too disappointed with the opportunity just to run the last couple of minutes down. They're in no rush to take this free kick. We've had 47 minutes. 2 more minutes of injury time remain. Sane plays forward, tries to get it into Golovin. Golovin does ever so well, brings it down nicely, turns, gets it out to the left-hand side where Ndumbo has space to now drift forward at his marker. Comes infield, little touch off to Zakaria. Zakaria, nice feet. Space out on the right-hand side again for Vanderson. Vanderson plays it down the line to Koulibaly. Koulibaly jinks inside on that left foot, jinks back to the right foot. Nice ball down the side. It comes across from Camera all the way over this 6-yard box. Too much height on that ball by Camera. Brunner had made such a good move to the far post, but the ball disappeared over his head. It goes out for a throw-in on that far-hand side when Pembele comes over. Doucouré drops the ball for him. Pembele is going to take the throw-in in line with the penalty area. Launches it upfield. Samata wins the header, now with Ndiaye on the right touchline, plays back to Doucouré. Doucouré, heavy touch, invited Nazinho to come in and win the ball. Goes out for a throw to the Havre, which they take quickly, but they're unable to make the ball stick, and Doucouré is now battling with the ball on the touchline. Free kick given against Ndumbo. Doucouré was already on the deck, and I think Ndumbo just got a little bit too kicky there as he was trying to win the ball, caught Doucouré on the back of the ankle a couple of times, and then Doucouré obviously goes down holding his head. Ball's down the right-hand touchline. No, the referee wants that to be taken once again. Pignard just being particular over what looks like is going to be the final passage of play in this first half. Monaco hold their line just in between the 18-yard box and the edge of the D. Eric Dyer just organising that. He, of course, is the goal scorer so far. 14th minute header from a corner gave Monaco the lead. In comes the free kick from Le Havre. The ball's headed up, and it's easy enough for Hradecki to come and claim. And that is the half-time whistle here in Normandy. Monaco lead Le Havre by 1-0. 14th minute header by Eric Dyer from a Nazinho corner. Amir Richardson thought he'd equalised for the home team in the 26th minute, but that goal went to VAR and was disallowed for offside. We will be back in about 10-15 minutes or so to bring you live coverage of the second half in this unofficial broadcast from the French top division. See you then. Welcome back to Normandy, where at half-time Le Havre trail their visitors Monaco by 1-0 in this French top division clash. It's a live and unofficial broadcast of this opening fixture in the opening weekend of European football. Pretty much all across Europe, leagues are getting underway, and it's been pretty comfortable for Monaco so far under their new coach, Philippe Louis, it has to be said. They've not really been troubled, other than Amir Richardson thinking he'd equalised for the home team, but his goal was disallowed after a VAR review. It was Eric Dyer who opened the scoring for Monaco in the 14th minute. Nazinho crossed the corner in from the right-hand side, left-footed in-swinger, and Dyer just did enough to get away from his man, headed the ball home pretty comfortably in and around the near post area. And it was all Monaco in terms of ball possession and pretty much shots as well. 4 shots on target from their 11 shots in total. And Le Havre, well, just that one real sniff of goal. And in the build-up to the disallowed equaliser, Richardson got a good header tipped onto the post by Havre-Monaco-LIVE, and Samatta retrieved quickly, put it back in again, and Richardson tapped it into the empty net, but he was offside in the build-up to the first header that Havre-Monaco-LIVE saved. So the players are back in the tunnel. They're going to be coming back out any second now. We'll be getting back underway shortly here in Normandy. But Le Havre are going to have to come up with something a little bit more proactive than what we've seen so far. Didier Degas will have had his work cut out at half-time. We've not really seen enough of their captain, Ndiaye, who's usually one of the more creative figures for Le Havre. Samatta has been pretty isolated, barely been involved at all. Richardson has had moments on his return, picked up a yellow card as well as did Ducouré, and Kofi Vinet had to come on midway through that first period down the left-hand side due to an injury. As for Monaco, I've been quite impressed with Vanderson and Nazinho, the 2 attacking fullbacks. They've looked pretty good going forwards, but they've been allowed to get forward. That's probably one of the bigger issues for Le Havre to try and sort out. Brunner, the highly rated 20-year-old, well, we've not really seen much of him so far in the game. Koulibaly, the 22-year-old winger off the right, has been seeing a lot of the ball, but Monaco haven't really got out of first gear themselves and haven't really created too much. It's only that goal from the set piece that was a real effort on goal from Philippe Louis's team. But we do know that the Brazilian will be looking to make his team a lot more solid defensively. I mean, look, he spent years under Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid and Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. There's no wonder that he's come with a defensive blueprint that he's going to bring to Monaco. The great pedigree in Brazil coaching-wise. Incredible quadruple back in 2025 with Le Flamengo, winning the South American Continental Championship, the Brazilian Championship, the Supercopa de Brazil, and the Campeonato Carioca. He's got quite a good background already, and good to see him in Europe and what he's going to bring to the table. We are back underway, and Monaco have just cleared that ball straight upfield, and it's gone out for a goal kick for Le Havre. Bring you the two teams. Doesn't seem to be any changes at half-time. So Mpassi and Zhao is in goal for Le Havre. They've got it back through with Pembele, Seko and Sasso. Sasso also in the book in the first period. 2 holding midfielders, Ebenog and Mwanga. Kofi as the left wing back, Ducouré as the right wing back, and then Ndiaye and Richardson playing behind Ali Samatta, the Tanzanian centre forward. As for Monaco, the Finn, Havre-Monaco-LIVE is in goal. Back four of Vanderson, Sane, Dyer and Nazinho. 2 holding midfielders, Lamine Camara and Denis Zakaria. Golovin is playing in the 10, just behind the striker Brunner, with Koulibaly on the right wing and Idumbo Mazambo, the Belgian, playing off the left. There's a lot of youth in this in this Monaco team. Koulibaly, 22 years old. Dumbo, 21. Brunner, 20. Nazinho's only 23. Sane, 22. Monaco coming forward now with Golovin. Golovin plays it to the left. Dumbo puts it across. It's going to go all the way out for a throw-in on the far-hand side. Quick transition attack there from Monaco. But Dumbo could have done a little bit better with that ball across. Lamine Camara, also only 22 years old. So lots of youth in there, balanced out by the experience of Zakaria, Golovin, Dyer, and the goalkeeper, Hradecki. Monaco starting off in possession in this second period. We've had 2 minutes of play so far. Nothing really to shout about just yet, other than that quick transition a moment or two ago. Ball goes out to the left, and Dumbo again. Dumbo tries to skip past Ebenog and is unable to do so. Ball runs off. Dumbo goes out for a goal kick, and Pembele just quickly touches the ball back to Mpazzi Nzao to try and get the game started again quickly. Sasso touches it back to his goalkeeper, and he then plays forward looking for Samatta. Samatta, no chance of winning that ball in the air. Sane towering above him, but the ball goes over both their heads and runs through. Dyer sweeps up and plays into midfield. Now Nazinho goes out to Dumbo on the left-hand side. Tries to go past Pembele, but unable to do so. The young Frenchman puts that out for a throw-in, which Nazinho is going to take. €5 million signing from Cercle Bruges, as we mentioned in the first half. Nazinho, solid in the defensive duties, good getting forward, but seems to deliver a wicked set piece as well with that left foot. So intelligent signing by Monaco, bringing in Nazinho. He's on the ball again now, slightly inverted on the left. Dumbo is wider, he gets the ball. Nazinho overlaps him round the outside as Dumbo now comes infield. He plays it all the way back into the centre circle, and Sane, little touch to Vanderson. Vanderson finds Camara in space. Camara drifts forward again, touches it back to Vanderson. Over to Nazinho, very central now. Golovin finds a useful position, gives it to Dumbo. I've tried to get the ball back, but not getting close to Monaco at the moment. That's a nice ball in field. Little touch by Camara. Good strike by Brunner, just wide of the goal. That was a really good bit of play by Monaco. Really good build-up. Camara found a good space, touched it into Brunner. Brunner was actually offside, in fact. And that wouldn't have counted had he found the target, but just showing how fluid Monaco can be when they suddenly work through the gears in the attacking third. Monaco have got some depth on the bench today. They've rotated things around a little bit following their trip to Poland in midweek. You've got Bireth, the Dane, he's on the bench, as well as De Torbert, the winger. Experienced defender Kera also available as a replacement if needed, but I'm sure we'll see Bireth at some point. He scored in Poland on Thursday, got a goal against Liverpool in pre-season as well. Liverpool losing to Newcastle in England at the moment. A slight surprise there, but we were expecting Bireth to start today, but he hasn't done. Brunner allowed to get his opportunity to lead the line. Coffey on the left tries to get the cross in. It is into the box, hooked away by Monaco. Not the most comfortable bit of defending there by the Monegasque, and ball's out for a throw-in to Le Havre. No, it's gone Monaco's way, in fact. Must have come off a Le Havre player on the way through, so they're going to have a throw-in just near the halfway line. Monaco on that right-hand side. Koulibaly goes over to get the ball and pops it back to Vanderson to take, the Brazilian. He looks for options forward and throws it down the line, looking for a running behind. That's a nice take by Brunner. Tries to skip away, but unable to keep it under control. Falls to Koulibaly. Koulibaly to the right of the area now. A couple of step overs. Plays it across there, and Pembele had to come and fly hack it away. Ball goes forward again. Pembele heads it away, but not too far. Camara tried to play it into Brunner, but cleared away once more by Le Havre. And Camara gets it down in the centre of the park before touching it back to Eric Dyer. Plays a 1-2 with the Englishman and receives it a third time. Now turns, looks up, plays it across to Vanderson, who's come infield, gets it out wide to Koulibaly. Koulibaly now isolating Coffey, plays it down the line, but Vanderson didn't actually continue his run, so that just runs harmlessly through to the goal line, where Mpazzi Nzao goes and collects. 6 minutes gone in this second period. Le Havre 0, Monaco 1. And as we said, Le Havre haven't really shown anything yet to suggest that they've come up with a code to unlock Monaco in this second period. It's more of the same following on from the first half. And Dumbo infield on his right foot, gets a shot away. That's come off his own player, has it? Yeah, I think that's hit Brunner on the way through. Dumbo was lining that one up to go top corner, and just looking back on my monitor now, it was certainly travelling in that direction. It's hit Brunner flush on the back and deflects out for a goal kick. Le Havre not exactly in a rush to take. They will be looking to keep the game tight for as long as possible as well. Don't forget, they're not gonna rush and leave spaces at the back. It's a packed house here, and don't forget Le Havre, France's oldest club, and they've got a big fan base here, founded in 1872. You do get a feeling of history when you walk around this place, and very loyal fan base and a historic club in France. Monaco have never won a domestic top flight fixture here, don't forget, and been held to draws in their 3 previous appearances in Normandy. They've got that advantage right now, and they'll be looking to make the most of the fact that Eric Dyer gave them lead in the first half. Free kick to Le Havre over on the far hand side, the left hand side. A couple of yards in from the touchline, midway inside the Monaco half. So they are holding their defensive line just ahead of the D. It looks like it's going to be Ndiaye. He's going to try and deliver a good ball in, the captain. Line being held, in comes that ball high into the penalty area. First contact won by Richardson, now headed away by Monaco, and Seko tries to keep the ball in Le Havre's possession. Richardson now has it, jinxing onto that left foot, crosses it to the far post, round the back header, it's all the way across the goal, it's deflected up, but they're going to get it over the line. They're not. That's hooked away right at the last second by Monaco. They were scrambling like anything there. Havre-Monaco was all over the show. Richardson clipped it all the way to the far post where Ndiaye was still loitering. He's headed it back in. Samatta was bouncing around in there, as was Sasso, and all they've ended up with is a corner kick because they were unable to force the ball over the line. Ndiaye is going to take this corner. The referee's the same weight. They're looking at something there, VAR. He's got his finger to his ear. And unsurprisingly, we're getting on with the game because there was nothing obvious on the monitor where I saw that passage of play taken back. So Ndiaye is going to take this corner from the far hand side, swings it in right-footed. Havre-Monaco, not the best of punches, terrible volley back at goal by Doucouré, cleared comfortably by Monaco, and Le Havre go all the way back to Mpassi Inzao in his own half, midway inside his own half. The goalkeeper just touches it to his right, and Pembele thinks about playing forward, turns, goes back to the keeper, and he now clips it quite lazily out to the left-hand side, and Coffey. Monaco win it back inside the Le Havre half. Koulibaly on the left-hand side this side, comes in towards the penalty area, steps over one, steps over two. Is that a foul? He's gone to ground. The referee has waved it on. Koulibaly not massively complaining, it has to be said. It was a quick step over. He drifted in on his right foot, then went to ground, and Le Havre now have the ball in the centre circle. They look to come forward. Bit of space for Mwanga. Mwanga touches it out to the right, to the left-hand side, and Ndiaye looking to come in on his right foot. Tries to line up a shot, deflected, hooked away by Nazinho, deep into the centre circle once more. Seko resets, plays it to his left. Sasso keeps it moving wide. Coffey infield. Mwanga drifts forward. Nice languid style from Mwanga as he moves forward. In comes the cross from the left, and Coffey, that's hooked away at the near post area by Sane. Le Havre suddenly springing into life a little bit now. We're 10-11 minutes into this second period. Just seeing the... Yeah, there was never a penalty there from Koulibaly. He's gone over pretty easily there. Don't think he was so much diving, but I think he was expecting contact. but didn't appeal in any way, which probably prevented him picking up a yellow card for simulation. But as I say, I don't think he was looking to cheat the referee, but he might have been expecting contact from the dangling leg, but it never came. Nice turn in midfield from Ibanog, brought down by Zakaria, so that's a free kick to Le Havre just inside the Monaco half. We're seeing a couple of changes now for the Monegasque. BRF is coming on, number 14. Trying to see who is coming on alongside him. It's going to be Soubière, the midfielder. So Koulibaly's coming off. Soubière is coming on. And I'm guessing it'll be a straight swap up top with Brunner heading. Yeah, Brunner's heading off and BRF is on. So double change from Philippe Louis. Presumably just straight swaps in terms of positions as well. Mwanga plays it towards Richardson. Richardson gets it down, comes inside on his left foot, trying to get into the area, played away by Nazinho. Good turn by Bireth, his first contribution. He's driving forwards and he's been rugby tackled to the deck by Pembele. Pembele is going to do really well not to get booked for that one, because he's got both arms around the back of Bireth and just throws him to the floor in the end. Clear free kick, and I'm very surprised Pembele's not been shown a yellow card there by our referee Pignard. Most blatant foul of the day in many ways. Sane gets the ball out to the right hand side, and Barneson, he helps it down the line, looking for the run again of Bireth. Bireth plays it in, that's a lovely touch. Oh, what wonderful skill there by Soubière. Nearly scored with his first contribution, rolled the ball under his left studs delightfully to set up the chance to shoot. Wonderful bit of technical skill. Bireth did ever so well getting down the right hand side. Little back heel to the youngster. He just rolls it under his left boot to drift away from Sasso, who turned his back, then poked it a goal and forces a good save from Mpassi Enzao. First time I've seen Soubière do anything on a football field, and I'm very impressed instantly. Looks like another one of those right wingers who likes to drift in from that side. Le Havre come down the left hand side themselves, and Dye crosses in. Samatta holds it up, strike from Richardson from 25 yards straight at Hadadeki, just bounces in front of him comfortably enough, and Monaco breathe once again. Played forward by Hadadeki, looks to go long. Bireth giving him that option now, as opposed to the smaller, more mobile Brunner in the first period of this game. Bireth is a different type of striker, more physical, able to hold the ball up better. Is that a free kick to Le Havre out on the left hand side? I think it is, yeah. Free kick given. Another opportunity for Le Havre to do a set piece. Soubière just leaning into the back of Kofi. So we've seen the attacking capabilities of the teenager. 19 years old is Soubière, but defensively maybe a little bit naive there, just bringing down his opponent. He got some minutes in midweek, 35 minutes in fact, coming on as sub in a similar time actually, and it's Soubière. So Philippe Louis must like what he has seen in training so far. In comes that free kick, headed away at the near post by Eric Dyer. Dominant header by the English central defender, because that ball was whipped in by Ndiaye. Looked like it was going to cause them all ends of problems. Ndiaye retrieves the ball, goes out to the far hand side. He's going to take the corner kick. Captain takes a couple of steps back. He's going to curl this one in viciously once again, I would imagine. In it comes. Hadadeki doesn't get there. In fact, as he punched the Le Havre player in the head, it's still there. Richardson gets his shot away, blocked, and Monaco clear their lines. Hadadeki, I think, has just come and punched Le Havre player in the head there as he came to claim the cross. Pembele does a nice turn to get away from Bireth, plays infield to Sasso. Sasso has to go back to his goalkeeper. And the ball is now out to the right hand side, and Pembele comes forward once again. Has that ball gone out of play? I think it might have done, yeah. Richardson unable to keep it in play. Not the best pass from Doucouré to him. So a throw into Monaco, and I'm guessing that Hradecki didn't punch a Le Havre player in the head as he came for that cross, because there's been no stoppage here to have a look by, according to the referee's body language. Le Havre just getting boxed in on the right, and Golovan's come away with the ball. Referee hasn't stopped it. Le Havre players seem to stop there. They were expecting a whistle. There wasn't one, but they've recycled the ball to the left now, and Coffey tries to go forward. Good work by Vanderson, just gets his foot in and then pinches the ball again. He gets away down the right hand side. Vanderson powering forward into the penalty area. Can he keep his composure? He tried to touch it in towards Bireth, but good bit of covering by Seko. Vanderson got on his bike there. He was motoring towards the penalty area after a bit of confusion down the left by Le Havre. Got to the box, looked up, tried to see where Bireth was, played it across, but the Japanese defender Seko just got his positioning right and was able to put it out for a corner kick. It's going to be a corner which Soubert is going to take from that far hand side, so it's going to be a left-footed corner. No, he's left it for Nazinho. In fact, that makes sense given the quality of ball Nazinho put in for Eric Dyer's header. Monaco dangerous from corners, not just today but last season as well. Nazinho comes in, flights it in, flicked on, it's another header, it's in the back of the net again. I think it's Eric Dyer once more, but it's going to be disallowed. A push on a Le Havre player, is that? Let's have a look and see what has been given. No, I don't think there is a foul on the Le Havre player. In fact, it's Bireth who's headed it home. Dyer flicked it on. They're going back to take the corner again. Did the referee not blow his whistle? Confusion reigns here in Normandy. Monaco players looking absolutely quizzical. I can only assume that the referee hadn't blown his whistle for the corner kick to be taken. So Nazinho's going to take it once again. There's a Le Havre player now on the floor in the back of the goal net. Didn't see what happened there because I was trying to watch the referee and see his clear signal that this corner kick can be taken. But yeah, there is a Le Havre player sitting in the goal right now. Now they've got to defend this set piece better because two corners, the ball's been in the back of the net twice, albeit that one being disallowed. Nazinho steps up once more. And now there's a Monaco player on the floor in the 6-yard box. On his feet once again. Dyer makes that same run to the near post, headed away by Le Havre. This time they get the ball clear. They did defend it better this time around, but they've nearly given it away, trying to work the ball out, and Seko goes back to Mbassi Nazar. He clears forward. Nice touch by Richardson, gets it down to Mwanga. Mwanga comes forward, gives it back to Richardson. Mwanga keeps going forward himself. Haven't really seen him get into the opponent's half properly yet. Now he does goes out wide right to Doucouré. That's not a bad ball across the 6-yard box, and Sane gets his head to that one, goes out for a corner at the other end. The game feels like it's sprung into life a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so. And Le Havre have another corner on the far hand side. They're left as they attack. And Dyer will go over to take it once more. Places it down. Takes 3 steps back. No hand signals at this stage. Up comes the left arm. Steps up in swinging. One a little bit lower. Hooked away at the near post by Zakaria. Le Havre reset in the centre circle. Couple of touches and Pembele moves it out to the right. Golovan's ended up in the book for something he said, I think, for that disallowed goal. And Bassi Inzao put under a little bit of pressure by Golovan there. Plays forward, headed down, and Mwanga able to get it out to the left-hand side. Ndai just cuts back inside, and Vanderson's fingers have caught him in the face there. Vanderson's picked up a booking for that. Didn't look massively intentional, but it actually turned out to be a bit of a clothesline by the Brazilian. His arm was out, and you can understand why Pignard has booked him for that tackle. And Dyer, I'm sure, will be okay. But a free kick again in the dangerous-ish area for the home team. Another opportunity to swing this free kick into the box. Monaco once again under the instruction of Eric Dyer, just holding their line on the 18-yard line, and Ndai is going to swing this one in right foot. A bit of movement. In comes the free kick, headed away by Eric Dyer. Only to the edge of the box, struck by Doucouré. Goes all the way through and comfortably gathered by Hradecki. think the flag might have been up in the first instance. Still have no idea why that goal was disallowed. It was a good header by Bireth. I mean, if he's called a foul there, Eric Dyer touching the Le Havre player on the way through, I think that's a crazily weak decision. Golovan has the ball to the right of the Le Havre penalty area. Jockeys looks to set up a crossing scenario, unable to do so, and then Pembele is going bundling into the back of the teenage sub Subier. But I think Subier has been called for handball for touching it whilst he was on the floor, being somewhat bullied by Pembele. I'm not entirely sure what the teenage Moroccan was able to do in that situation, but Le Havre have got the game back underway again. Pembele in the right back area, plays down the line. That's a poor ball by Pembele. Doucouré couldn't get it under control, and now Zakaria is able to touch it in field to Camara. Camara plays it out to Vanderson, who tries to play it down the right, but no Monaco player is going to run in and get that ball. So Sasso steps over, collects it. Nice little triangle by Le Havre, but Ebenog unable to go forward. Sasso goes back to the goalkeeper. They need to find a way of getting through this Monaco block and not just rely on counter-attacks. Le Havre in the last 23 minutes or so of this game. Ball down in midfield by Dyer, just takes it on his knee, plays in field, gives it away though. Camara does ever so well to win that ball back, and now he comes forward, beats two Le Havre midfield players. Is he going to shoot from distance? He is, you know. Good strike, good save by Passy Zhao. Good handling by the goalkeeper of Le Havre, but that was a good bit of play again by Camara. Drifted away from two Le Havre players, got his shot just slightly to the right of Mbassi Nzao, but was able to collect, and comfortable enough bit of work for the 32-year-old keeper. Le Havre come down the right-hand side now. Doucouré takes a touch, thought about crossing, plays back to Pembele. Ndiaye, in fact, gets the crossing, headed away by Sane. Only up and out to the left-hand side where Kofi tries to bring it down. He's being shadowed by Soubert. He's beaten Soubert, gets the crossing himself to the near post. Sane has to hook it away once again. Heavy touch from Mwangu. Ball falls to Ebenog. He tried to shoot from distance. That's a good block by Zakaria. Doucouré has it on the right, goes back to Pembele. He plays one down the side to Ndiaye, but I think Ndiaye just went a bit too soon. Would have been offside, but the ball's run out for a goal kick anyway. It's going to be a goal kick to Monaco. Philippe Louis just heading back to his technical area. I think a couple of changes being made here by Le Havre as well. Pembele is coming off. Nakamura, the Japanese right winger, is coming on. So that could mean a change of shape for the home team, and I think they need to do that. Second change being made by them as well. Doucouré coming off, and Josh Madja is coming on, the striker. So yeah, quite like this this reshuffle from Didier Digard. They've brought on a winger and a striker for two defensive-minded players. So Jella is on for Doucouré. Samatta's gone off for Madja, so not two strikers up top. They've just made a straight change there. And we'll see how that reshuffle affects what Le Havre are looking to do. So Nakamura I think is going to play slightly higher up on the right-hand side now and try and affect the game more than Doucouré was able to do on that right-hand side. Gillett Christensen is on as well. in a defensive position. Is that a free kick there on the edge of the box? It is. Nakamura's first contribution is to give away a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Just trying to work in and get back and tackle Denis Zakaria, but the Swiss goes to ground. You can just see Nakamura's right leg getting a little bit tangled with Zakaria. So free kick to Monaco in a very dangerous position indeed. Alexander Golovin fancies this one, you would imagine. Mpassi Nzao just trying to organise his wall. Golovin's placed the ball down. It's about 5 paces back from the 18-yard line. So enough space to get the ball up and down. Nazinho is there as well. He might go round the outside of the wall, but typically he'd favour the right-footed number 10 to have a crack at this one. He does take it, he kills it towards the top corner, tipped over the bar by Mpassi Nzao. Took a couple of steps to his right, was able to get up to the corner and just tip it over the crossbar. Not a great deal of pace on it by Golovin, but was certainly on target, was dipping back down again. The goalkeeper judged it well, makes the save. So corner to Monaco. They're in no great hurry to take it. There's 72.5 minutes on the clock. Lamine Camara goes out there to take the corner from this near-hand side. Lots of shoving in the back of Golovin at the moment. He's trying to stand his ground. In comes that corner kick. Keeper's made a bit of a meal of it. Hasn't got it away. It's falling to the edge of the box. And Edai goes over to that side to try and hold up Vanderson. He's done ever so well to get round the outside. Can he keep his feet? Just about managed to do so, and that's going to be a corner kick forced by Monaco. And they're looking dangerous from these set pieces. The goalkeeper came, missed the punch completely, and it was only by a good bit of fortune that the ball didn't end up in the back of the net. Hit a Le Havre player rather than a Monaco player, and it's now going to be a corner from the far hand side, the right hand side, which is going to come in left-footed. Nazinho once again will be taking it, but once more our referee Pina is trying to stop the shenanigans going on in the 6-yard box. Golovin and Maja are at it again, just like they were from the other side a moment or two ago. Nazinho steps up, gives the right arm in the air. In comes the corner kick once more to the near post area, headed away by Mwanga, only as far as the edge of the box, and now they're able to break. Oh, that's a poor ball away, just given straight to the youngster Subia. Subia comes down the right hand side, plays it in towards Golovin, but bounces away, and Ebenog does the defensive duty, flicks the ball up and then tries to bicycle kick the ball up and away, and he's helped out by Richardson. Ball goes all the way forward to Sane, who takes the touch and plays across to the left-hand side, where Nazinho is now back in shape. Good ball infield. Good change of direction by Zakaria. Finds Golovin in good space here. Plays it forward to Bireth. Bireth surely offside. Yeah, the flag does come up now. And it's a free kick to Le Havre. 15 minutes plus stoppages remain in this game as Seko plays the free kick quickly back to the goalkeeper. There needs to be a bit more urgency from Le Havre to get this ball forward. They've not given Nakamura a chance to do anything yet. We've not seen Maja do anything than irritate Golovin. But here's a ball through. Nakamura's in behind the defence. He's in. Has he been brought down? Is that going to be a penalty kick? Has Nazinho conceded the spot kick? We do not know at this stage because the referee is on the halfway line. I think he's given a foul over there before it even broke through. Or has it gone out for a throw-in maybe? We're trying to see. But the ball was played through, and as Nakamura ran on, the referee was walking to the halfway line. It's a free kick, in fact. He's decided that young Suber was fouled. I think Nazinho's got away with one there. He's lent into the back of Nakamura. And Looked like it would have been a penalty if the free kick hadn't already been given. We will never know. Here comes Bireth down the left-hand side. He's got space to drive towards the penalty box. Being held up by Ebanogo, who's done well to win the ball back. Good strength there from a combination of Mwango and Ebanog. Plays the ball forward. Richardson gets on the half turn, gets a little touch into Madja. Madja plays it out nicely to Mwanga, who's got space to come forward again. Ndai gets it out to the left-hand side, and Coffey gets it back again. Ndai beats his man. Oh, that's a rash tackle that's come in there from Camera, I think. Just lost his footing a little bit, slipped and chopped through Ndai, and maybe twisted his ankle a little bit there, Camera, because he's hobbling back into position, and it didn't look too great on the replay. Cross comes in, hooked away by Sane in the near post area, and Ndai heads it back out to Coffey. That's a terrible touch by Coffey, just lets the ball bounce off his shin, goes out for a throw-in. Cameron looks in a bit of discomfort, just gripping his knee and hobbling, and his ankle seemed to twist a little bit underneath himself as he slipped into that tackle a moment or two ago. Ball play forward to Golovin. He heads it out towards Bireth, and Le Havre looked to knock it down the right of Monaco's defence once more. Nakamura's got a chance to run. He's got to turn the pace. He's trying to get away from Sane. Sane matches him stride for stride, slides and puts that out for a throw, which Nakamura looked like he was going to take, then opts to leave it for Coffey. Throw-in's taken. He goes back all the way to Sasso. Sasso infield. Le Havre trying to start something in the middle of the park now. Nice take by Ndai again. He's getting on the ball a lot more. Plays it off to Ebanog. Ebanog switches it out to the right-hand side where Nakamura is this time. He plays it down the line to Richardson. Dances over the ball a couple of times. Are they going to load the cross in here? They try, but Ndai, it's all, tell you what, that's nearly gone in. It's been tipped onto the bar by Heredeki. It wasn't the most accurate of crosses, but it turned to be something incredibly dangerous by Ndai. Heredeki having to backpedal, flicks it onto the crossbar. Here come Le Havre down the left-hand side again. Nakamura tries to pull it back. Touched away by Sane. And Monaco calmly play it out down the right-hand side. And Bireth again running the channels, tries to get it through to Golovin. Seko steps in and touches it back to Mbasi Nzao. I'd like to see that again on my monitor, because Heredeki looked like he misjudged that completely. It was a cross that suddenly turned into something more dangerous from Ndai. Heredeki just about scrambled back to tip it onto the crossbar. Richardson touches it off to the right-hand side. And trying to work out what they've changed in their shape here, Le Havre, because Nakamura is now playing on the left-hand side. Jella Christensen seems to be playing as a more traditional right-back, whether he's just getting high up the pitch or not. They're trying to get the ball out to Nakamura on the left, and he's unable to do anything with that ball. I think they've gone to a back four now as they're trying to throw more bodies forward. Le Havre, and that was a panicked scramble back by Heredeki a few moments ago to tip the ball onto the crossbar. 10.5 minutes remaining here in Normandy. And Le Havre starting to knock on the door a little bit more frequently than they were earlier on. Bireth has hit the deck. I can't see why he's holding his face, because there was no contact there. Change from Monaco. Coming on is number 49, Touré for Nazinho. Is it a double change by Philippe Luis? Not entirely sure. Yeah, good debut there for Nazinho. And Konate is on for Idumbo. So, yeah, double change made by Philippe Luis there, as they look to close this game out in the last 10 minutes plus injury time. Yeah, Flavio Nazinho, 70 touches, 7 crosses, won 3 of his duels, but most importantly got the assist for Eric Dyer's header, which is the only goal of this game so far. Seko comes forward, gets it out wide to the right, and Richardson tries to go down the line, but that's Good cover there from Golovin, tracking all the way back in. Offside given. Free kick to Le Havre. Mwanga plays it out to the left-hand side where Sasso comes forward, gets it wide left to Kofi. Kofi plays it back to Nakamura. He plays infield to Mwanga, the deepest of the Le Havre players at the moment. He tries to spear one in to Nakamura's run in behind Vanderson once again, but that ball just goes out for a goal kick harmlessly enough. I'll work out exactly what the reshuffle is from the Monaco point of view as well. Not sure whether Toure's has dropped into left back. I think he might have done the number 49. Certainly seems to be there in that area at the moment. Ball's launched forward by Havre-Monaco. Golovin trying to get on it. Golovin's shifted left. Le Havre pick it up in the centre of the park. Ebenog gets it out to Kofi. Kofi comes inside. Left-footed, goes back once again to Sasso. Sasso central now to Ndiaye. Ndiaye tries to clip one in behind. Good bit of defending by Toure. Almost does enough. But it goes out for a corner. So, corner kick. Is that? No. Jella is looking bemused. I don't think he's got the decision to go his way there. That looked like a corner all day long. Digard just an ironic smile on his face. Can't believe that hasn't gone his way. Havre-Monaco goes to retrieve the ball from the quadrant. Just looking at this again. Could have gone either way in fairness, looking at the monitor. Benefit of doubt given to the defensive team. Monaco start again in their own half. Vanderson moves out to the right wing, goes across the halfway line, plays infield to Biref. Biref can't get that one under control, runs through to Seko. Seko plays long, looking for the run of Richardson, headed away comfortably by Eric Dyer. Little touch by Toure. Nakamura gets on the ball. Madja gets it out to the left. Kofi coming forward. Kofi gets into the penalty area, rolls it under his left boot, gets the shot on goal. Havre-Monaco dives to his left. That would have been a fine goal from the 20-year-old. There's a nice touch out to him by Josh Madja. Rolled it under his studs onto his right foot, curled it towards goal. Havre-Monaco held on well because Madja was sniffing around for any poor handling by the Finnish goalkeeper. Now Ebenog drives into the penalty area. Can he get a cross in? Blocked, goes out for a corner. Le Havre certainly trying to turn up the temperature here. They're playing with a bit more fluidity, a bit more recklessness going forwards. And Monaco feel like to an extent they're hanging on. Corner to Le Havre. Ndiaye to take it from the far hand side. Left arm goes in the air. In comes the corner kick. All the way over, headed away, only to the edge of the box. Richardson tries to get a shot in. Headed on by Nakamura, cleared away by Dyer. Well held up by Kanate up front, and then he gets fouled. That's a free kick, which takes a little bit of pressure off Monaco and a chance to reset. It's a good bit of strength there by Kanate. Just bought the foul off Gellert. And Eric Dyer showing all his experience and absolutely no rush to take this free kick. 5 minutes plus stoppages left here in Normandy. Dyer's free kick goes all the way through to Mbassi Nzao. He quickly rolls it out into the middle of the park. Mwanga takes a look, plays it out to the left but doesn't do that successfully. Easily picked off by Soubert. He tries to release Kanate through the middle. Offside flag surely would have gone up had that led to anything. Goes through to Mbassi Nzao, and quickly Jella gets it on the right touch line, on the halfway line, plays forward, well cut out by Toure. Toure plays forward to Kanate. Kanate Goes back infield, giving it away a bit cheaply at the moment are Monaco, and this is allowing Le Havre to feel like they can come forward and do a thing or two. But Ebenog's pass then just goes out sloppily into touch as well. So throw into Monaco on their right-hand side. Vanderson in no rush to collect the ball, no rush to take it. Looks forward with the throw. Won comfortably enough by Sasso. Le Havre come forward, looking to go down that left-hand side again. They're looking to release Nakamura wherever they can. They fancy him getting in behind on that left wing. They've not really been able to get it into him as of yet, though. Ndai, little touch into Ebenog. Ebenog out to the left again, and Coffee, little chop to come inside. Touches it back to Ebenog. He looks up, plays it over to the right-hand side, and Seko, the Japanese defender, he's got no options, so has to play it back once again to Mwanga. Mwanga almost playing as a deep-lying sweeper at times now when Le Havre have possession of the ball. Little touch there. I can see what Coffee was trying to do as he tried to touch it away and then sprint to the byline to get the cross in, but just gave himself too much to do and unable to get there in time. That goes out for a goal kick. Another change from Le Havre coming up. Mizuta is going to be coming on. Number 17, Mizuta, midfielder. He's coming on for Ebenog. 26-year-old Mizuta. Last real roll of the dice from an attacking sense by Didier Digard. He's left Mizuta 2 minutes plus stoppages to have a real impact on this game. Throwing down the line from Monaco. Well held up by Kanate. Tries to help it round the corner. Pinched by Le Havre. Can they look to move out? Madja tries to hold it up. Unable to stay on his feet. And Monaco now get the chance to come forward. Bireth to his left. Golovan leaves it to Kanate. Kanate gets towards the penalty area. Low centre of gravity from the substitute. But Jella is able to then just do enough and lets that ball run out for a goal kick, which he quickly bowls the ball over to Mpassi Nzao. Urgency is needed here from the goalkeeper. Don't know how much stoppage time will be added on at the end. Kera is now going to be coming on for Monaco as they look to slow the game down and get an extra defensive body on. I would imagine he'll come on for Golovan if I'm to predict. Let's have a look, see who he is coming on for. In fact, no, he's coming on for Vanderson actually. Vanderson, so just going to throw another big body into defence. Probably a wise move defensively as Le Havre try and come forward and keep throwing the ball into the box. Mwanga has it in the centre circle, plays it out to the right, and Seko helps it round the corner, looking to get Mizuta involved, but the Japanese can't get the ball under control, and Bireth now comes driving down the middle of the pitch. The Dane plays it to his left, and Golovan into the penalty area, looks to chip it back in, but that's good defending by Seko, just gets the ball away. Cross comes in again from Golovan, that's gone all the way over to the far hand side of the pitch where Nakamura is able to get out of jail there, and he comes forward. That's a nice bit of play by Nakamura. Plays infield to his fellow Japanese countryman Mizuta, should have kept going forward there, plays backwards, and it's all slowed down and allowed Monaco to get back into a defensive shape. We're into injury time now. Ndai gets it out to the left hand side, and Coffee comes forward, tries to go round the outside of Subert, and the youngster does incredibly well to slow Coffee down. 4 minutes of injury time here. Mizuta plays the 1-2. In comes the cross from Richardson. That's a good bit of defending by Kera. Straight to ground, slides it out for a corner kick. Le Havre are pushing, but they feel like they're pushing only as much as Monaco are allowing them to do so. But it is a set piece. Can Le Havre do something from this one? Mizuta goes out to take this corner kick from the far hand side. Don't forget, Monaco have never beaten Le Havre here. It's been 3 draws. In it comes. Helped away at the near post by Sane, only as far as Ndai. Ndai back out to Mizuta. Mizuta takes a touch, crosses in once again. Madja will be offside there, I would imagine, if he tries to go for the ball, which he does now, but it's gone out. It'll be a throw into Le Havre. And we've had 1.5 minutes of those 4 that are being added on as they sling the ball into the box once again. Le Havre, Richardson goes up for the header, breaks down to Nakamura. Nakamura gets back to Richardson. Richardson on the edge of the box, takes a touch out to Nakamura. Nakamura plays it all the way back to Jella. Jella angles one into the penalty area, headed away by Kera. That's why they brought him on a moment or 2 ago. Strike from distance, just over the crossbar. That was close for Mizuta. He's made a good connection with that ball as it fell to him on the edge of the box. Just rising up and over the crossbar. This angle will show me how close it was. Oh boy, was that close. Looked like it for a moment it was going to nestle in the back of Hradeki's net, but just kept rising. Goes up and over. Digar's off the bench. He's encouraging as best he can. They've only got 90 seconds left if we do play the exact amount of stoppages added on. They've got to get the ball forward one last time, and at the moment Monaco are keeping them at arm's length deep inside Le Havre's half. Mizuta gets it out to the right, and Seko tried to play it forward to Nakamura, but they've given it away, and now there's a chance for Kanate to run one-on-one against Mwango. Mwango's done ever so well there to hold him up. Bireth gets the ball. He plays it out to Suber. Suber's going to turn and go back towards his own goal, I would imagine. He does so. Plays back to Kera. Kera is forced into an error. Le Havre have turned the ball over, and this has got to be the last chance for them to come forwards. Richardson takes a touch. He's got a bit of space to move into. Nakamura's found good space on the left, but he's being ignored. Seko plays it infield. Little touch of... that's a poor touch in the end by Le Havre as they were looking to set up a final shot from distance. I tell you what, I think that is going to be the end of this. But no, the referee is playing on. Richardson is on the floor. He's still rolling around, hoping to get the referee's attention. Le Havre playing on. Mizuta plays it down the right-hand side, and Mwanga bombing on. Ndai, in fact, was trying to bomb on. He was unable to get the touch, but they've got the ball in the right corner flag. Can they get out of there? Le Havre, they can't, and Touré does enough to... the throwing goes Le Havre's way. I thought Touré had done enough to play it off the Le Havre player. Didn't quite work out that way. Jella throws it back to Seko. Seko's got to launch this into the box, surely. Mwanga, he's got to play this into the box. They're taking too many touches, too far away from goal, and the referee has blown the final whistle. Why Le Havre didn't sling one last ball into the penalty area, I do not know. Philippe Louise goes to commiserate with Didier Digard. Le Havre players are on their backsides. They look dejected, but an element of only themselves to blame at the end there. They didn't throw the ball into the box, and what that means is that Eric Dyer's goal in the first half, his header in the 14th minute, is the only goal here in Normandy. It means Monaco gets their French season off to a winning start. Le Havre will know that they could have got more out of this game had they just committed to it a little bit more. Hope you've enjoyed today's coverage of this French top division game. It finishes Le Havre 0, Monaco 1.